All right. Welcome in, everybody. We're live on all platforms. Hopefully, we're waiting for everyone to come in. Be patient
Yes,
as
sir.
moderators are still coming through.
This is gonna
Not
be a good
really a lot.
stream.
Yep. Not really a lot to talk about market wise. We're still on the rise up. Things are still going up. I
I
did see
do.
Solana do well. So I think Solana went up to, what was it, 45, 46.
Yes, I do want to cover what recently came out about the whole quote unquote crypto crackdown. That's number one. The whole crypto crackdown. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Then the second thing I do want to touch on is Gary Gensler's salary being cut down from like 300,000 to $1 per year. That obviously has some fishy stuff with it, and we're going to touch on that as well. And then third thing I want to touch on is scammers like Fresh and Fit, Mr. Organic, and Richard Hart. So that's pretty much the top three of what we're going to talk about on tonight's stream.
Yeah.
So you
And
guys grab your popcorn, get your
yep.
dinner.
Enjoy. Cody's going to be got a lot of input on this one. I also want to talk about real estate scams because as stocks and cryptos go down, real estate is the next big scam that kind of hits. But as you guys come in, like and subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Give us some subscribes, give us some likes. We really appreciate it. Help us keep growing the channel. You guys have been wonderful. We are growing at a great rate. We keep getting new and more people in all the time.
Shout out
Shout out
Crypto
to
Dream.
Yep, back in here, one of our longtime supporters, been with us from the very beginning, and definitely go support his channel, his Crypto Dream on YouTube and TikTok. We're trying to help him grow as well. Definitely has some great insights on his content on his streaming platforms as well.
Dude is a future Chad.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be the new Chad down the road. Uh, and shout out to hope I get this name right. Oe-san. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate having you in here. Hope you guys can like and subscribe. Maybe we can beat that 21K, almost 22K uh, goal, our record. So hopefully we can break 22K in likes today. Really give us a like. It helps us in the algorithm, help get us more people in here, helps share the word as we talk more about it. And as always, if you want to go back and rewatch some of our lives, they're on YouTube. Link is in the bio on TikTok, or just hit the subscribe button on YouTube and notification bell and catch us more on live. And we're definitely talk about it. Shout out to Reptile Kings. What are we talking about? Scams coming back. Well, we're going to talk about a lot. There's a lot of YouTubers that grifters, scammers. Cody's going to talk about that stuff. I have some input on that as I just been watching. But the main thing is that real estate scams are starting to really pick up, and they're starting to infiltrate the business networking events. And it's like, okay, I kind of get what's going on here. So, want to just kind of bring that to light. When the times start getting hard, scammers start going harder, and they
Oh
start trying to
yes.
grab your money and they're selling hopium, and a lot of them went from selling dope to selling hope. So just remember that. But if you guys can share and like this live, keep sharing it. We'll definitely want to get as many people in here as we can. So definitely give us a good share. Share us on TikTok. Share us on your social platforms. Help get more people in. We really appreciate it. Also, we're live every morning for Market Morning News. We're live every Saturday for What's in Your Business when I have time, and of course, What's in Your Portfolio. I do see some of our regulars coming in, so I hope you guys like the stream today. We're gonna get started. Not really a lot to talk about. I'll kind of just be kind of playing the background. If you want to join on, hit join and talk live. We'll have that in a little bit. I'll put the link in the chat on YouTube and Twitch, or you can hit the guest icon down in the bottom on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you want to join in live, but we appreciate all you guys in here. So, kind of lead Cody away. What was the first topic you want to kind of hit up here?
The first topic I want to hit on is basically this whole crypto crackdown thing. And actually, the second topic about Gary Gensler, it kind of goes hand in hand. So I'm actually just going to combine both of those into one topic. So pretty much we have the crypto crackdown coming. And What I believe is number one, that's coming out when the market's up. Obviously, it wasn't around when Bitcoin was at 15K or 27,000. No, it's
Mhm.
around when Bitcoin's at 35,000, obviously. And for two, Gensler's salary going from 300,000 to $1, that goes to show that Gensler has had a recent massive inflow of wealth. Like, I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. This man has made probably a few million recently. And the reason why, I most likely believe, we never fully know what's going on behind closed doors, right? But I fully believe it's something nefarious. I believe Gary Gensler has made some deals. He's gotten some hush money, and I believe that Gary Gensler's getting that much money recently, a huge inflow of it. That goes to show that the crackdown is coming. There's something going on. And what I mean by crackdown, it isn't, oh, crypto, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and blue chip holders need to be scared. No, if you're into like really micro cap cryptos, like for example, Hex, Pulse Chain, Juno, stuff, even though Juno is on the Cosmos ecosystem, stuff like that, like Pepe, stuff like that, those are going to be really, really hit in these upcoming crackdowns. And Gensler receiving all that money, he's obviously being told, hey, keep your mouth shut. We need your salary to go down for the IRS, and you've gotten all this money. Why do you need a salary?
Yeah, that's all true points. I'm pretty sure he's been backdooring trades, like all the people in these agencies and political positions. Uh, Shout out to Jay. How are you, buddy? I'm great. How are you? I hope you're doing well, buddy. Keep going, and living that life. Shout out to Knowledge. That's a joke, right? No, It's proposed. It's right now proposed, not really in effect that he's going to go to $1. I do think Gary Gensler's behind a lot of FUD in the markets, trying to every time they seem to go up, something kind of comes out to try to push it down.
It's
But
pattern recognition.
exactly. But if you look, like the market seem to be holding strong. I mean, Sol pumped a little bit. We have Cardano still kind of holding in the mid 30s. Chainlink still holding $13. You know,
I I truly believe that government agencies and politicians, like, they know what I'm about to say, but at the same time, I believe when the emotion of wanting to make money comes in, they tend to forget that there's smart retail investors like me and Sal here, or like Crypto Dream, or anybody who's really paying attention to our stream. Shout out to y'all. But I feel like these government agencies and politicians, they forget that there's still smart people that understand pattern recognition. Not they for Tend to forget that not all retail investors are stupid emotional people. Like, they need to remember that there are people who recognize patterns, like me or in Sal, for example. I don't even have as much life experience as my guy Sal here does, but I'm able to understand what pattern recognition is and symbolism.
exactly. Shout out to Live and Learn. Welcome in here. Shout out to the real Javella. I hope I got that name right, but glad to have you in here. Shout out to Knights Templar. What's up, buddy? Glad to have you back in here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day chasing, getting your bags, chasing the dream. And thanks for joining in on live. You guys can keep hitting the like button, keep sharing. We really appreciate that. We will try to get to questions towards the end. We're just trying to get through some of this information as we go through. But I'm surprised nothing came out with the FTX case. Basically, it seemed like it was rushed, closed. Now we're off to sentencing with SBF in March, and it's like I could have swore like we were going to delve in deeper and get some more information on Gary Gensler, because I have a funny feeling he's been doing backdoor trading, and I have a feeling he's got that large, mysterious Ethereum wallet is his. I just have a feeling, like my gut is telling me that's his. Shout out to Lex Diamond. What's up, buddy? Glad to have you in here. Hope you're having a wonderful day, or had a wonderful day. Hope chasing that bag and chasing your dreams. So just keep on, guys, keep on giving us the great support. We definitely really appreciate it there. Uh, but it's like I just you just have to take it with a grain of salt. It seems like every time we have one of these strong relief rallies, they're trying to pull back the market. And yeah, I think they don't. I think they think retail investors are like what they were in the 90s. Any bad information, retail investors fled the market. That's not this time. A lot of people are watching, reading, listening. They're listening to multiple podcasts, getting information from everywhere. So they're making decisions based on the information they see. And pattern recognition is something a lot of people can recognize. A lot of people can recognize. Oh, I just kind of switched over there, Cody. Oh, can't quite hear you. Let me see here. Maybe you have your mic turned off.
No, it's on.
Okay, there we go. All right, maybe there was just a little bit of a delay, but all
My
right.
face is glitched.
Yeah, kind of glitched out there. But hey, well, as you can see, we do it live. We do it live. Um, but that's just part of it's just part of the game. Things just keep happening like this. They're going to keep happening. I would suggest try to ignore the FUD, try to really analyze all the new information and see what is true and what isn't true to help protect your investments or to help make educated trades. Don't make an emotional based trade. Try to leave your emotions out of it as best as possible. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I got PTSD with the pump. I'm so worried about having getting wrecked from FOMO. Yeah, exactly. I don't. I'd say like if you're in profit, take profit in this rally. But if you're still dollar cost averaging, don't do it. Don't do it based off of emotions. Make sure you do it off of a well educated position and understanding what the market's going on and where your comfortable risk levels and risk tolerance is.
Exactly.
So, but that kind of leads into the next topic because it's like we got to talk about these grifters, especially it seems like the finance gurus are starting to merge with the red pillars, and they're using the red pill community to kind of,
Tap in.
I guess, get more people into whatever they're trying to sell, courses and things like that. And it's like it's funny because as soon as we're at the kind of like getting to the bottom of the recession, I'm starting to see more and more and more courses come out. Like, do this course, you'll make millions. This is how I made millions. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. It's just they're just rolling out consistently. Shout Knight Templar. I'm going to use a DCA bot for my XRP if that's the dream. But there you go. The XRP is still a good time to dollar cost average. Um, it may go up a little bit more before this relief rally ends, but I'm still holding it. If it goes back down to the 50s, I'll probably buy some. But I'm staying strong with Quant, Ethereum, and Dot right now. That's all I'm really buying right now. But anyway, Cody want to talk about like Mr. Organic and Fresh and Fit as we're moving on to
Can you
that
hear me
segment.
properly?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So basically, I do want to touch on people like the grifters, like for example, Fresh and Fit. We all know what he does. He gets a lot of OnlyFans girls, but those OnlyFans girls, they also pay to be on there because it promotes. It gets more thirsty men who do watch Fresh and Fit, like if they're laying in bed at midnight and they're watching Fresh and Fit and these girls come on, not 8 times out of 10, they're gonna tap into the OnlyFans, right? And then on top of that, you have people like Richard Hart. We all know who Richard Hart is. I can't stand listening to his mouth flop. Who else? Mr. Organic as well. Mr. Organic is probably one of the biggest luxury flexor grifters out there. I've checked out a lot of his content and I've also seen his views pretty much just collapse. Like this man's views and analytics has just gone down the shitter. And all of these people, the reason why I mentioned all three of those together specifically is because those are like the three horsemen of the grifter era of YouTube. We got Richard Hart, I'd say either right up top or right here. You got Mr. Fresh and Fit right here, and you got Mr. Organic right here. Picture like a three-headed snake. They represent the mindset of the grifters, and people don't like specifics, but I bring up specifics because you got to have leaders in every industry. Like the YouTube red pill grifter area, may usually people who overdose on the red pill. I want to say kind of like incels, like the black pill, and I know I'm against the whole incel word, but at the same time, more so people who are just frustrated with themselves, the economy, and they have a lot of rage and hate in their hearts. That's the reason why I don't like Richard Hart, is because he attracts those type of people. He attracts people who have rage in their hearts. Have you heard Richard Hart's heart? He has a lot of rage in his tone that's embedded.
Mhm. Yeah, especially with anyone that opposes his ideals or what he's saying or how he built his wealth and things like that. And the reason why I want to say is because like the now this does present a possibility for everyone who's investing, because right now those same financial gurus are going into the fresh and fit space. He has definitely there are definitely a lot of they're pushing hard on saying getting invest in whatever. There are shilling coins, even though in the bull run, like Mr. Organic was shilling some very, very scammy type tokens. I actually covered a few. If you want to go back and look at some of the old videos, I've covered a few, just basically showing that, hey, these are fraudulent tokens. They're not really going to go anywhere. And, here we are 2 years later, it's down. They're in the toilet. They're in oblivion. They're not, they're not really, they're not really doing well, and that's the thing is like they were promoting anything at that time, but now they're going to start promoting the grift of get your money up, because if they're telling them to get their money right, and it kind of feeds into their engine. I think they got called out by a couple other YouTubers in the red pill space saying that they are literally an OnlyFans gener, subscriber generator. So what they do is OnlyFans girls come on, they pay Fresh and Fit some money, allegedly. I don't know the full details. I'm not privy to the conversation, but they allegedly paid for time on the show or slot on the show, um, and in return, some of them get like 400 to 5,000. I think the highest one girl added $100,000 a month in revenue just
Oh
off
my lord.
appearing on the show. So that it's kind of like a self-feeding machine. It's like they're constantly telling the guys to self-improve, build up, get your money right, everything like that, and they're constantly telling them get in crypto.
See,
And then the
that's what I
next
mean
week
by
they
everything's
start
connected
stealing the
because
OnlyFans stuff. Yeah, yeah, and that's going to be good for us in the long run, because if you're holding now, it doesn't matter what crypto. Because like I said, Fresh and Fit don't really know a lot about the crypto industry, but the one things they do promote is Hex, Ethereum. They do promote Bitcoin, and they do promote a few others out there, but like some real scammy tokens. And what that's bringing up constantly is these guys are now plowing money. That's why I keep saying I don't believe in Hex, but I know Hex will have a big run up, because you have guys like the Fresh and Fit show constantly promoting it. And you have a few other YouTube channels constantly promoting it. Whether they have a good information or not, they're promoting it to get more people to kind of pump up the value because they're in it. Now, I don't think Fresh and Fit is like investing in it and then telling people to pump it, but I do know that they monetize their process very well, and allegedly from a few other sources have said that they receive income from bringing on the OnlyFans girl. Well, they try to get as many as they can, I guess, but they target mainly the OnlyFans girl, saying, and they come back on paying to be on multiple times because they get tons of followers, tons of income. So like they'll pay $10,000 to be on and then make $100,000 for that month. It's just kind of crazy, or like even 40 or $30,000. It's just outrageous as to the engine that they created. But there's also a lot going on, and what the red pill community is kind of like directing it's like it's directing the hatred that a lot of these guys have towards investing. And what's going to happen is as the bull run starts to kick off, these got all the money that they're working hard to generate, they're going to shove that right into Ethereum, Bitcoin, Pepe coin, probably Hex and Pulse chain, anything that has like a high reward but high risk yield, they're going to be pushing in there. They have no idea what they're investing in. They're paying for these courses from all these other gurus out there to invest in all these things, and it's just going to be a wild case. But for anyone who's already invested, you're definitely going to make quite a bit of money coming off of this. But the problem is that they basically faked the lifestyle, made the money off of their supporters, and then used that to build the lifestyle. And that, like I think Fresh and Fit had a thing about they had a course. No, it's Fresh. It's he has a course, $3,500 an hour, and you can learn how to build a business. And it's like he's never had a business. I don't even pay my lawyer $3,500. I don't even pay I think my lawyer to have on retainer only gets like $500 an hour, but $3,500 an hour to learn how to build a multi-million-dollar business from someone that has not built a multi-million-dollar business. That is how they're building that. And I can tell you firsthand that I did manage to look up some of these guys' backgrounds with my program. And I could tell you right away, like all those fancy the Rolls Royce he has, the I think the G Wagon, what's the other two? He has like a couple Huracans, a few other things, right? So I know after from one selling Ferraris and exotic cars in the past is that there's a secondhand lease economy out there. So what they do, like a bank will never loan Fresh money to go get that car. So what they do is they get secondhand financing, which is like 3 or 4 times as much to get that. Because like he went on live, I think it was on the Graham Stephan show. He went on live saying, "Oh, he spends $15,000 a month for his Aventador." I could tell you right now, you got good credit, you have the income, you can walk right into a Lamborghini dealership and get one for a $3,999 lease agreement. But you're not going to make money on this car. It's like you will not make money on these cars. But if he's doing that for a used Aventador, then reasonably thinking it's got to be around $50,000 a month just for the cars, maybe a little bit more. Then you got to count insurance, maintenance. So now it makes sense why all of a sudden he's advertising a $3,500 course. That's how you guys got to catch these scammers. You got to look at their lifestyle, kind of figure out what's going on, and then understand why all of a sudden now they're offering this course. Shout out to Live and Learn. 3,500 an hour, max 500 an hour in emergency. Shout out to Knights Templar. That's the dream, baby. Yeah, it's crazy. Shout out to Kiki. More users into the space. Yeah, I'm telling you, those guys make tons of money off of that process. And it's like that's kind of like the failings of art of like I guess my age group and lower is that most people don't consider true wealthy people. Like if you saw an actual wealthy person, you would not recognize them. And most people would say, "Oh, they're not wealthy. They can't be wealthy." But then they look at someone like Fresh and they're like, "Oh, he's wealthy." And it's like they don't buy that stuff. They don't, and especially the branded clotheslines. They don't buy any of that stuff. Like the real wealthy high end clothing lines, they have no brands, no recognition. You wouldn't know it unless if you are in the in crowd, and that's only given to like high end celebrities and stuff like that, and statesmen, people like that, or very wealthy business people. Like I couldn't walk into that shop. I might have the money, might not. I don't even think I have the money to be able to participate in that stuff. But I damn sure is not spending $150,000 on a watch. I get, get wealthy. You made it big. You got wealthy. You built your business up, and you want to go buy like a $2,500 Rolex or something like that. Hey, you if that's what you want, I say always get what you want. But it's outrageous what they were spending. But this whole fake it till you make culture exaggerated the prices of everything, and now they're going broke. Um, Shout out to Crypto Dream, Fresh and Fit, demonetized a while back. Yeah, because he got stupid, and I don't know why he was making $5 million a year off that channel. Apparently, from what other people said,
That's
that
crazy.
is insane that you would even do anything to jeopardize that. I don't.
It,
It's hard to make that type of money.
it's like the same thing I tell people: stop chasing micro caps. Yes, you can make gains on some micro caps, but at the end of the day, when we're talking about regulatory clarity, when we talk about it staying in the market, and then that's another thing: people get married to these coins. Like you can't get married to microcaps really. Like don't chase microcaps because they are going to be hit by this crackdown. Like I keep telling people that and they're like, oh, you don't like making money, bro. It's like, of course I like my value. That's why I go after blue chips.
Yep, exactly. And shout out to a few of you guys I see. Thanks, William, for sharing the live. Really appreciate that. Thank you for spreading the word there. Uh, yeah, it's starting to get out of hand because the free money's gone.
It's
Like
gone.
the
Those days are over with.
0% interest, the banks will lend money to anybody is gone. And what it is that they built this when the money was cheap. And now I do say we have to give Myron some respect in some regards because he actually took the money and bought real estate and renting it out. So he's probably going to be fine in the long term when this channel ends because it looks like it's on its last legs because apparently they're not making anywhere near enough money. But who knows? We'll have to see if they endure another couple years. Usually about 5 years is when those channels kind of end. Shout out to Knights Templar. Check out Amazon. Found interview CNN. 2002 worth millions driving a 5-year-old Honda. Crazy. Yeah. A lot of those tech billionaires, a lot of very wealthy people. Um, they just don't say they're not going to buy it until the very end. As they're building, it's not their focus to like get those things. But you never know. There's people like Warren Buffett who don't even own he owns a Buick and a Cadillac. Shout out to Robert. I didn't get notified today. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I guess we're kind of a little shadow banned on my lives because finance. Well, one, finance isn't popular to talk about unless we're talking about 100xing and all those key buzzwords, which Cody and I don't do. We just talk what the truth is about investing and everything. And we just stay the course on it. So sometimes we don't come up, but we're glad to have you in here, buddy. Hopefully you enjoyed it live. Shout out to Live and Learn. Yahoo. Why some U.S. bank
Enjoy.
deposits are held up days after processing error delayed $850,000 in payments. Yeah, my business was affected too, but I got my deposits today. I didn't even know they were missing, but like a little bit more came in. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't realize it. But I did see on my personal bank accounts that my deposits are being a little delayed, but to me, it doesn't matter. I have my Amex card, and I have my Chase Sapphire card. So those are only two credit cards I have, and other than Capital One, I've had Capital One for the last 12 years, I think 12, 13 years. But it's just one of those things I just keep. Yeah, shout out to Live and Learn. Go Amex. Yeah, Amex is great. Amex is great, especially if you have a problem like your Amex account was hacked. They'll fix it right away, reverse all the charges. They take care of their clients. They really do. And they really give you a lot of benefits on the business side. So I can't argue. Can't argue with Amex. Um, I just wouldn't. I just be careful. The Amex Blue card is good for starters. So if you're just getting your credit back on check, that's a good card to get to help continue building. But once you get to the next level, like an Amex Gold, drop the Amex Blue. It's not as good as the other cards that they offer, but I don't use it too much. Like I only use it to like go out for either you know, I have to say, like when I'm going and networking with someone new, I drop the Amex to pay for the dinner as I'm meeting up with this person, or I go with using it to buy stuff for my businesses like equipment, things like that. Especially since I have a no credit limit, I just buy it, but I also pay it off. Like I usually let it sit for about a week, and then I just go online, make a payment, and be done with it. So my account is always like in this up down, but usually every balance is zero. So I don't pay any interest, and then anything that I do buy, we can write off for the business up to a certain amount. Shout out to NG Dubs. Welcome back, buddy. Do you think Richard Hart is a grifter when he has no paid courses and gives out free calls and free self help book? You say the liquidity pool leads to
Doesn't
risk.
mean anything.
Well, like I said, I don't I it's just interesting that the liquidity
It,
pool rises and then all of a sudden like his purchases rose at the same time historically. So it's just a little weird, but like I said, you just have to you no one will know until you do a true financial audit without with like from a verified third party and from with no one there. That's the only way to really figure it
It's
out.
the same thing as Fresh and Fit bringing OnlyFans girls on. It's like they do it to bait their own stuff. And it doesn't, just because you don't sell a course or you talk about self help and you drop these quote unquote free gems. Yeah, the stuff on self help might be free gems, like I've always said, but that stuff is used as bait. He literally baits these people who are uneducated on finance. And I've been saying this, like this crackdown, when I mean crackdown isn't crypto on a whole. Like this crackdown that's happening is a good thing. It is going after all of these grifters.
Yes. And it will also help prevent a lot of influencers from chilling pump and dump cryptos, which is going to be good for the overall market because we need more retail investors to feel confident about investing their money into crypto, and those things do not spark confidence in there. So it would be nice to have some type of regulation come in and kind of fix that, and that's what I'm kind of hoping will happen. Oh, excuse me. But you guys do got to be careful about these courses because I mean, man, I think the highest course $5,000, and it was crazy, and it was a real estate course, and it's like no one's going to uh, you're if you have $25,000 to pay on a course, you don't need anybody to invest in real estate. You just need to go find the properties yourself, do some
And
research,
not be lazy.
and not
Stop
be
expecting
lazy.
help from other people.
Yes, and I'll tell you this right now. Like even I try to help you guys as much as I can, but there's a lot of things in my businesses I will never say because they make me a lot of money. It makes my businesses very profitable and very niche, and I'm not going to share them.
A
I
lot of
hate to say it,
people
but I'm not going to share them until I sell the business. Then I'll share.
a lot of people want collaborations. A lot of people, especially in music, like they like, can I get a feature, bro? Can I get a feature? It's like it's the same mentality. It's like a lot of people are too scared to do it themselves. They want a piggy wave on somebody else's stuff, and that's a form of clout chasing.
Shout out to NG Dub. That also sounds like Mike Saylor. Yeah, is that the guy that did Safe Moon? I'm not sure. I'm
Michael
not.
Saylor, Michael Saylor is big on Bitcoin. He's a Bitcoin maxi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He kind of has the same mentality as a lot of them
Bitcoin
too.
maxis and hexagons are kind of like the same in a sense, except one actually has value and one doesn't. But their
Mhm.
mindset is essentially the same. They all have computer generated responses.
Yeah, it's and they all all follow pretty much a script, more or less.
Like Hexicans, it's irony. Like they'll talk shit on Bitcoin and Maxis, but they literally have the same mentality, both of them.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like collaborations aren't good. Like there are some where those collaborations can work out, especially when you have two people with opposing views on a topic or a subject or an industry. That definitely helps, but a lot of it is, it's like kind of like taking a come up off of another person and then use, but you're not offering the other person anything. They're just supposed to like support you without ever working. Like a lot of business, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of wealthy business people or people that have been successful in business tend to help out those who have worked for them, because even though they're paying them to be around them, and you can learn by being directly around them. It's not like, and it's not stuff that you can just have a like go out to dinner, talk, and learn and be great about it. You have to be able to, you have to work, you have to see examples as you go, you have to work through things, you have to see how they work. You can't just say, hey, give me all the things for success so success can happen for me immediately. It's not. If I told a lot of people everything I had to go through from start to finish to build up everything to where I am, most people would walk away and say, oh, this is boring, it's too hard, it's too this. But it's like, and my path wasn't even as hard as some of the other people who are far well. Maybe they had better motivation than me. Maybe they had um more on the line than I did, and they reached for higher goals, but it took a while to get there. Everything in their life built up to that, and that's what we need to understand. Because like I went on a few group lives for they're talking about cryptos and things like that last night, and it was all the same thing. Like, I'm not talking about they didn't want to hear my reasons for why I'm investing, why I think think a little differently. It was, why am I going to be bothered with the 2x? I want a 45x. It's like that doesn't happen. I don't even operate that on my businesses. Like if I remember like 1 year I had a 15% gain, and people said that's it. It's like 15% gain is amazing. If you're talking about a 45, like that's a 45 hundred or $100 or 4,500% gain. That's outrageous. Like who is giving that? Unless if you're something absolutely life changing for society, and that is changing the way everyone thinks, like Facebook and Amazon. Like before those, like a lot of you younger people can't even fathom life without those companies like Google and everything. So they have that big potential. I got a moving company. How revolutionary can a moving company be? I can only do it well, do it slightly better than some, like a little better profit. That's it. That's really it. And it's going to be slow, steady. It's like true success happens at a glacier pace. Fast success comes with very slow problems. And shout out to Knights Templar and Live and Learn. Thank you for sponsoring the live. Really appreciate you guys. Definitely enjoy having you folks in. Shout out to Nice Templar, bro. I would love to hear it. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing just a little video series on each step, each trial. I can tell you right now, I had a lot of fights with my parents, as I borrowed money from them to build this business and put the money on the line. We're at each other's throats. Like if everything went under, I'm pretty sure I would have been the sole reason why my family would have broken apart if I lost everyone. And it breaks my heart to think about, like, that's a strong possibility. And even now, still a strong possibility that I could blow everything up and we all have nothing. But at the same time, that provides me with the drive to say I can't lose. And now I got a lot of people working for me. If I lose, they're going to lose faster than me, because at least I have saved my money. I invested the money from everything. I don't know their financial situation.
I want to give a shout out to Sal because he just dropped some gems right there. Like this is something me, myself, and everybody else can learn from. Like that's why corporate America for a lot of people is the way to go, because you don't realize, like, you go a lot of sleepless nights. Sometimes you question, like, am I doing this? Like, you want to pull your hair out and crap. And I've never even done it or tried to open a business, but I know for a fact that's like the ugly of it. And there's more than I don't know, but it's like that's gems right there. It's
Yeah.
not just all the rainbow tinted glasses. You have to consider that there's going to be nights you feel like a failure because you didn't hit this goal, or you didn't hit this profit. You're worried about overhead. You're worried about this and that. You're worried about the IRS. Like, it's scary.
Oh yeah, and you got bills to pay. You have money coming up. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Also, thanks for supporting that live. Shout out to JA Digital. Welcome in. Glad to have you in, buddy. Hope you're enjoying the live. Thanks for all that support there. Hopefully, we guys can keep sharing, keep liking, keep subscribing. We can get more people in here. Really appreciate all your guys' support, especially on this Tuesday night. But a little bit deeper into that, because I think a lot of the problems is like I met this guy, like I worked like I met this guy when my last year working at Furniture Row, and he was like, "Well, I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to open up a brewery." And I was like, "Okay, well, how are you going to open up the brewery?" He's like, "Well, I'm just going to, talk to his girlfriend, whose dad had a lot of money. He's going to help me start the business." It's like, "Well, what's your plan? What are you doing? How are you gonna get into the market? What are you offering? Is it better than anyone else? Is it worse? Is it going to be something different? Is it a niche that no one is fulfilling?" Like, all these things. Did you look up with the regulations, what you got to do, how much you got to put on the line, all of that? It's like no one is paying attention to those things. It's just, I need to be a millionaire. I need to make the money. I need to live the life. It's like when you're going to business with I, you're not going to work. It's not going.
Yeah.
I came in to starting with the moving company because I said I really don't want to live that corporate life anymore. Like, I'm getting a little tired of the song and dance, the politics, and everything. I'm going to try and venture out on my own. I talked to my mom, who's very good at business too, and a great financial auditor. We sat down for literally 60 days about this business, saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to build it? What market are we going to hit? What's not, what was succeeding here? What wasn't succeeding? Why do all these businesses fail? Why do none of them last more than 2 years, 5 years? She was pulling up information from everywhere. And that's how we built our company. And then every week, we're looking and saying, what are we doing bad? What are we doing better? What can we do better? What can we do? Where are we not capitalizing on? Where can we adjust? Where can we save? Where can we learn to do it ourselves? Things like that. Constantly. Even now, it's always looking at numbers. Hey, we're overspending here. Is there a way that we could reduce the cost here? Like, our total fix was try to get the operational costs under 33%, not counting labor, but get it all under. So then when labor came in, so we have fleet costs, rent, insurance, utilities, all of that, bam, under 33%. Then we throw in the payroll, target at 25%, rest is profit. Then we can reinvest that into the business, other businesses. That's how we started growing in different avenues and into a different direction. We built up other related businesses, and we built up outside businesses. Now my family gets to say, hey, we get to relax, live our life. They're on a little bit more of an easy mode, and I get to have fun helping others come part of my company grow and develop. But I'm telling you right now, it's a struggle. Every month we were like, oh my God, for especially the first year, it's like, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to pay the bills? I got rent and payroll. Oh my God, I got a payroll of 16,000 and I got rent of 10,000. What am I going to do? And in 2 weeks, I got a 12K truck payment to coming up for my fleet. What am I going to do? And every week the fuel is due. I got to pay for hotels for my guys going out of state. I got to keep the lights on. I got to keep the internet on. And on top of that, you got your people working hard for you, asking for raises, asking for this. When are we going to get healthcare? When are we going to get benefits? When are we going to get this? It's just nonstop. It's nonstop. And that's something like 99% of people can't handle. And it's hard. And if I have to say I had to start this all over again, I would tell you right away, I would never start a business. I would just probably, it was probably worth the politics to go back into the corporate world than to do this, because it is tremendously hard to do. And if I succeed, I am one of the lucky 1% that made it. I do not take for granted anything that I have. Even when I was making money, I didn't buy anything. Yet I was just reinvesting. I bought better equipment. I bought better equipment for my moving company, bought forklifts for the warehouse, bought better trucks, bought newer trucks, and then bought real estate, built up that business, built up the logistics business. Now, while all my competitors are like, "Oh my god, how are we going to survive?" I'm like, I don't know. I like the new Ferrari 296 GT. I might go get it. I'm in that position, but at the same time, I'm not risking the people who work for me livelihood. They count on these doors being open for them in and make their money and live their lives and take care of their family. It's a huge risk. Just like I have a lot of guys like Crypto Dreams, You got a family, you got things that come up. You have bills to pay. You have dreams. They have dreams, expectations, what they can do, what they want to do, how they want to build, and they put their faith in me being able to keep this business around, stay here, and live and try to get their American dream. That's my responsibility as the owner. Yes, I might be able to take a little bit bigger of a lion's share because I put more on the line with bankruptcy and everything, but I can't discredit everybody that helped build this business. It wasn't just me. It was every person in this village that helped this up. Even Cody, his short time here with me, hopefully I helped him in a great way, but he has helped
Yes.
me. He did his job. He did what was meant to do in the short time he was here, and he can grow and learn and develop after he has left me. That is ultimately the goal of everything that I'm doing. I'm not out. It's like to sit here to suck it out. That would be unfortunate because I got all the cash in my business, buy all the fancy stuff, never be out on the road, traveling the world, but my business would suffer, and then we'd have no money. And then when we had this downturn, we're hitting the bottom of the recession, and I can't get money to keep the business going, get money to expand the business, go in new avenues. I could tell my guys right now, we'll shut down for 2 years. I'll pay you off for 2 years. We ain't gotta do nothing but come in here and grill, and I'll buy all the food for us to grill every day. That is what I'm supposed to do as a responsible person, and as a responsible business owner, it is my job to make sure that my business can stand the test of any economic times, and maybe get some beer too. I'm a big craft beer, not really one of the generic beer, but shout out to Knights Templar. Shout out to all you guys in here. Let me get back here. Shout out to the Catman. How long does it take you to get your money after a sale? Are you referring to crypto? Because if you're referring to stocks, it's instantaneous, and then it should take 3 to 5 business days to transfer out of your brokerage account into your account. With Uphold, when I sell on Uphold, if I do it in the morning, I get my money in my account the same day. If you're talking about crypto, shout out to Live and Learn. You're really going to get one. If you do, that's cool. Yeah, I got to go down to Dallas. I also have to pick up another car and close on my house. Um, although I met and talked with the owner, we're actually signing a contract for his real estate agents. He owns the new development I'm buying in, and he's going to start sending his clients to my moving company. In return, I spend a little bit more, probably about $200,000 or $300,000 more on getting a house that I want instead of buying one of the pre constructed models. So, but if I do get one, I'm definitely going to show it on live, show you guys all the process and everything. I do like the Ferrari. It takes about 18 months to get one. It's all of it's going to be bespoke. I already kind of picked out my lineup. It's unfortunately to get the Ferrari I want, I have to buy the 296 GT and overspend on it to be able to get that. That's just how Ferrari is. You can't get the one you want until you waste money on the one you hate. So, but it's not that I hate it. I'm not a big fan of engine, but it handles just like any other Ferrari that's out there. and is a little bit more gas efficient, I guess you could say, a sports car. Like if you want to do rally drives in it, it's definitely a fun car. If you are in the position you want to go down to Vegas and rent one, definitely recommend it. I got to test drive one for a weekend when I was down in Dallas, and it's a beautiful car. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely it's not the Ferraris of old. It's definitely kind of brought Ferrari into the current age. So, but that's my rant on it. It's like because like the biggest scam that has been out there with these grifters is start yourself a business, escape the 9 to 5. All that did was put a lot of these people in a worse position because now they tried to start a business, they failed, and they wasted all the money on a business they didn't really analyze to start with, and that's highly unfortunate because now you're in this tough economic time, and I don't know what to say. It's like, I don't want anyone to be in that position. It's hard. It's like, and sometimes we just got to understand that we can't. Maybe that's not the life for us, and we have to understand why we think we need the money to validate our lives. It's not. Money is just a tool, and unfortunately, money is only going to, like any other drug, is only going to exaggerate your traits. Shout out to Live and Learn. They're very uncomfortable. Get inside those cars, hunching over and squeezing inside of. For anything over 5'8", it's going to be a tough fit.
Oh, I'm 6'4".
Yeah, it's like it's tough. But hey, if Shaq can get in one, we all can get in one. So,
Yes.
but it is a bit a pretty hard car to get into, especially the older ones. They're not very comfortable, but the newer ones they're they're a little bit more built for. They understand the clientele what and who's getting in it, so they kind of made some adjustments. Oh, shout out to Live and Learn. You're 5'4", then you should fit perfect in a lot of the new ones, especially the new SUV. It's definitely got a lot more room. Shout out to Lex Diamond. Missed it. Which Ferrari are you ordering? The 296 GT. I'll pull that one up here just so you guys can get a look at it. I'm thinking about ordering it. I haven't ordered it yet, but I got to go down there. Luckily, the dealership down there and the guy that I've been in contact with who helped me order the Bentley Continental has been a real privilege to work with. But I'm telling you, me, it was pretty hard because a lot of people just ignored me when I walked in there. So I don't blame them. I don't exactly look like the type of person that's going to buy it, but you know, like I always say, I always tell people of the chicken farmer story. They were the dirtiest couple that ever walked in, but they were making bank, and they came in, and I was at this was a Ferrari dealership down in Daytona, or actually Orlando, really, uh, and they also sold Austin Martin and a few other dealerships, and they came in and they bought two Austin Martins and one used Rolls Royce in one day and paid cash. They owned something like it was a chicken farm business, and I think it was like 100 farms. They were making like $200 million a year for their business. So I was like, oh, well, goddamn. But I'll share this. Uh, Let me see if I can get a real good picture for you guys. It's not going to be pixelated. But yeah, this is the 296 GT. Maybe I could pull it up. No, can't do that. It's not really. It's a little more blurry than I thought. I have to show you guys when I get down there and do it. Go order it. But it is actually, you know who Shmi, that car guy, did a great video on it. That kind of sold me on it. It's it's not exactly like their other models, but it's definitely a good option for someone beginning with a supercar.
Corner. Oh yeah.
Um, let's see here. I don't want to miss this one here. Shout out to Hot Dog. Welcome back in. Glad to have you in. I'm looking at building a car wash or self storage. To be honest with you, buddy, I'd recommend self storage. As we're a consumer based society, people have more stuff than they don't know what to do with. So storage units would be a much better investment opportunity for you. I know a lot of people that have made a lot of money in building storage units, especially since the bigger companies tend to buy out self-run storage units, and instead of building their own. Um, Shout out to Live and Learn. I don't like those small ones. That one has to climb into. Shout out to Knights Templar. Sweet, show us when you get one. That would be an awesome to watch. I definitely will. Shout out to Live and Learn. Didn't know they made an SUV. Shout out to Lex Diamond. Cool. We have a Urus. I it's just, the Urus is aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not a big Lamborghini fan.
I
Never,
love Lamborghini. I've always been a Lamborghini fan.
never was a Lamborghini fan, but I have to say the Urus. If I had to buy one, that'd probably be it. But I'm not really a Lamborghini fan.
I
I'm
like
not
how
a
the creator of
fan.
Lamborghini says it. He's a Lamborghini.
Everyone's got their taste. I never liked Porsche until the new 911 came
I
out.
love Porsche. Oh my goodness, Porsche and Lamborghini. I'm tied between those two.
Yep. Shout out to Live and Learn. They were smart. I pay monthly on storage fees. Shout out to Crypto Cleaner. People always need storage units. Exactly. I mean, they're building, I think, 13 new huge storage facilities just in Northwest Arkansas. So I can only imagine in bigger cities like Dallas, Houston, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. It's just one of those things. And also, a lot of people start businesses in storages. Or Atlanta, too, is a big area. Um,
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta too is a big area. That's always every time we go there, there's a new storage unit. Shout out to Nice Templar. Nice talking to you. Have a great live. Yeah, thanks for being in here, Night Templar. Love to have you on here. And thanks for sponsoring the live. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate all the support you can. Hopefully, we can keep going and maybe get an editor in here to do all the editing for videos that I am pretty bad at for doing. So hopefully we can get there, and we can keep growing this, hire more people, and hopefully grow the support into there. uh but there's also a lot of stuff I would like to add on to here. Shout out to Steve Eth. Welcome in, glad to have you in here. Welcome back to the live. Probably going to call it soon because I'm a little tired and hungry, and I haven't eaten anything all day, so that's kind of the deal sometimes. But I'm going to put it in here, the link to join in on YouTube and Twitch. If you guys want to join on TikTok, the guest button is down below, just or down in the bottom left. Just hit that, and I'll bring you on. Um, if you guys got any questions, otherwise we'll just stay on a little bit and then kind of head out here in a little bit. And if you guys want to watch the replay, you can go to the bio on TikTok or go to us on YouTube, Simply Investing 6638, and you can watch all the lives there. All the replays are on there. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about these groups. You just got to be careful with them. And then,
Exactly.
like with real estate, even they're reaching out for me. They're hoping to get something out of me because I got hit with one today. Someone said, "Oh, we could do a great deal together. I just need you to invest $150,000 into this house, and we'll flip it and we'll make a lot of money." It's like, well, why don't I just buy the house myself, renovate it, and rent it out? Why do I need you as another person to this party here? Like, I got the money. Why do I need you to come in here and go through this process with me?
Exactly. A lot of people, it's like a lot of people, they join these networking events. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but there's a good amount, and they try to just pretty much just show off a big grift, and it's heavily coated with buzzwords, and it just looks legit on the surface. It appears that way.
Yeah, and they use a lot of buzzy words that kind of like catch your attention, market their courses well or what they're trying to offer well, and make them seem smart. Kind of speak half truths, like they mention one solid truth, and then they basically do blanket statements the rest to try to say, oh well, that's a very smart thing to do. Shout out to Live and Learn. Yeah, over the top. Um, it definitely is. They're always over the top. They know how to rally the crowd. They know how to do a lot of things. You just gotta be careful because they are reaching out and they're getting bolder and bolder as the economy goes further south. Because they know that more and more people are getting ready to try to. They lost a lot of money, so now they're trying to recoup that money, and they'll do whatever it takes to try to get it back. And unfortunately, with the human psyche, the more people put into a scam, the more they hope for the payout because they say it's just got to be true. I can't have made this big of a mistake. And unfortunately, it's going to come around that you made a huge mistake and it's not going to go well in your
That's what I
favor.
tell people chasing microcaps like Hex and all that. That's what I tell people. It's the same mentality. See how it all just kind of like connects. When I talk about connections and pattern recognition, people think, "Oh, he's just like a conspiracy theorist. Like he's just talking that crap." No, like you have to. It all connects together. It does.
Yes, it does. It all connects and you just gotta have a little bit more of a logical approach. Or even if you think something is really good, run it by someone else. Bring another person into it so that they can maybe give you a third person perspective and it might right your ship. It's the same way with interviewing people. I like to interview people and then a lot of times, especially when I'm well staffed, just give it a night to think about it, really analyze it, take out the emotions and think if this person is really a good fit for us. That's generally how I like to roll with that. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I'd be happy with a Cybertruck. It's not trash. I mean, I chased uh, Luna for a minute. Yeah, I could see. I almost put money into Luna as well in the very beginning
Back in the
days.
day, I almost did too. Shit,
Yeah,
I'll
and
admit that. Back in 2022, I'll admit it.
yeah, it was February 2022, like right before the crash. I was really thinking about it, and then I said, you know what? I don't like the fact that I don't know where the money's going, so I just said, nah, I'll just pass on it. And then it was like a couple weeks later, I was like, oh, okay, then glad we missed that one. That would have lost a lot of money on that one. So even still, sometimes like I get caught up in the moment, and I'm not gonna lie. It's fun when I'm starting to put money in, start investing. I get a euphoric high from it, and
I
sometimes I
do
start
too.
over investing too much, and
That's
that's
what
when
happens with me.
yep, you start to feel good. You're like, yes, I made that investment. Feel good. I bought that property. Feel good. I put like another 10 grand into stock I was looking at. Great. And you start to feel great. And then, I sometimes I get caught up in the moment, so I have to slow down. That's why I have spending caps on how much I'll invest for a day, unless if it's a solid thing I really want to invest in. Like a quant, sometimes if it drops low enough, I'll put a heck of a lot of money into it. Sometimes, like because what I pay myself, sometimes I just push it all in. Yep. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Appreciate the honesty. Oh yeah, we always try to be honest and transparent, especially with our losses, because nobody talks about their losses and how they failed. They always talk about I did this and I made wild success. No one ever talks about why they failed, how they failed, and why they did it.
Yeah, man, Luna sold me almost. Luna almost got me. I remember texting Sal in 2022, early 2022, like February. I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna start buying Luna. And then literally, it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, Sal's like, yeah, I hope you didn't put too much in Luna. I'm like, no, I didn't buy Luna at all. I remember that day. We were texting.
Yep, it was an interesting day when that happened. We were lucky to dodge that bullet. Shout out to Live and Learn. It's crypto. It's also investing psychology. Exactly. You just get hype when you're investing. Uh, that's just for me. Some people don't. I know I have a couple exes that they did not like investing or even putting money aside. They were like, "Why? I may die tomorrow." It's like, "Oh well, I may only
I
break a
hate that
leg."
mentality too.
Yep. So I may only break a leg, and now She has no savings, no money, and we're about a week, 4 days away from my birthday. So which means she'll be calling me and hit me up for saying, "Hey, can you give me like 25K?" And I'll have to say, "No, sorry. You got a job. You can figure it out." Shout out
Yep.
to Living Leonard. We sat in detention and had to write 250 words on what we did wrong, why it was wrong, and how to change exactly, and how we're going to change exactly. And nowadays, it's like people say, "No, I don't need to talk about my failures." It's like no one wants to talk about your failures because then how is everyone else going to learn if you don't say, "Well, why did I fail?"
If you don't talk
So
about your failures, then you're selling a lie.
exactly. And I gotta tell you right now, one of my biggest failures was I got into a bad relationship with the wrong woman at the wrong time, and it set me back pretty hard, like 5 or 6 years financially. Like it basically broke me. I learned a lot about myself, a lot about my own self worth, what I was believing, what I was doing, why did I do it? I literally sat for 2 years just staring at the ceiling, thinking, why did I do that? That's not even a very intelligent thing, but why did I do it? Why did I feel the need to do it? And when I became true to what it was, I said, you know what? I need to develop myself. So and I went right into it's like I had to go fix my situation because I was in debt. I was in debt like a lot. And so I was like, you know what? I'm good at sales. I'm gonna go back into sales. I'm gonna hustle my ass off, get into this furniture store, really sell. And I blew it out of order, sold a lot, paid off my debts in 2 years, stacked up a lot of cash. And then I said, you know what? After leaving the furniture store and the furniture industry, I was like, you know what? I got this. I'm going to build a company and I'm going to keep going. But by that time, I have done all the self work to say, hey, I know what I need. I know what I derive
But
validation from and how I'm going to build up what is in my mind as my self worth. Instead of trying to put it out on other people, I just did it for myself. And luckily, I did all that transition because by the time I started the business, I can tell you right now, I got a lot of no's. Get the hell out of here. What the hell are you? No one's going to invest. No one's going to choose to do business with you. Yada 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 yada. I even have there's a litany of competitors that told me I was going to go out of business, and I outlasted them. And here I am still to this day after coming off of a $214,000 weekend from my moving company. I signed another huge contract with my moving business, with not my I'm sorry, logistics business. I now I'm getting ready to buy the other half of ownership of a furniture store chain. Well, really, it's a mattress store chain that sells bedroom furniture. And here I am building this empire. And if I listened to anybody in my first 2 years, this would have never been possible. I would have just gave up. But luckily, I had the fortitude to say, "Hey, I know what I'm capable of. I have faith in myself. I have faith in my brother. I have faith in my mother, and we're going to build this thing and going to get it to where we need to be." And that's what happened. And now that I am here and able to do these things, and pretty soon my brother is going to basically retire at the age of 36, going off and being a writer and things like that. That's the dream. That gave me so much fulfillment when I realized that I can now basically have my family not have to really worry about anything. Anything. That was a glorious feeling, and that's where I derived my self worth, saying I was able to provide something for my family. So this way now I can go. I feel like I can say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna go back out there, maybe start dating and doing that stuff," but it's not going to be a determinant of my self worth because I don't give a shit. I'll
perception
peel
does.
off my Ferrari as I peel away from you. I don't fucking care. So, and I still don't. I got other priorities. And just like, the people, I had a lot of people say too that, hey, because I was like 490 pounds too when I started this business. No, yeah, about 490 pounds when I started this business because I was weighed in to get my
Top
DOT
head, top
license
head.
and everything. And I could have the same attitude. Oh, woe is me. But no, I stick to it. I just said no. Slow, steady losses will help not shock my body, keep it in great shape, keep it in the shape that I'm going. And I watched over the years I was growing stronger, and it helped just build the confidence. Like I said, confidence comes from being able to be competent in certain areas to help grow yourself. So I'm just filling my buckets. And a lot of people say, hey, you're never going to be successful. You're too fucking fat. Oh yeah. Well, now I'm in a position I can hire the same. I'm thinking about getting ready to hire the same uh, uh, nutritionists and trainers that these actors hire for movies. Like it's like $15,000 a month. I'll hire you for 6 months and get into ridiculously good shape. There it is. Now I got everything I want and I have all the time in the world. But I just kept my head in the sand and I took the hard hits when they came, and luckily instead of running away from them, I stood my ground, took the hit, learned from why did I take that loss, and I moved forward to the next one. Because I tell you, I took a lot of losses. And it felt like I was fighting like Mike Tyson, Mayweather, Holyfield, everybody in their prime, just like beating the crap out of me every day. And that's pretty much what it's like to run a freaking business. And you got to really think, if that's what you want to do and you want to start a business, you got to understand, can you take those hard hits for 5, 6, 10 years until you make it to where you want to make it, where you can make the money that you're dreaming of making. Otherwise, like 9 to 5 save lives, and you can earn well, invest your money, and build your wealth by working a 9 to 5. Don't worry about whether you're making money for someone else, because even as a business, I'm making money for someone else.
As a
My
grifter, it is literally what they prey on. They they prey on people who literally are insecure about their 9 to 5. They're insecure about their dating situation, and then they say shit like, "Oh, I'm working, bro. I gotta wake up and work for somebody else." I saw that on TikTok. Like
yeah,
I saw some guy going off. He was all like, "I just woke up this morning and I'm realized I'm working for somebody else." I'm like, "Dude, well, of course. Like that's how you learn. That's how
well,
you
well,
don't
that's
learn by buying a course. You don't learn by listening to
exactly,
Richard Hart. You know."
exactly. But also, we're in a society. We work for each other, whether directly or indirectly. My business may be making money for me, but it's also making money for everyone that works for me and making money for all the people that I buy supplies from, the local governments I pay taxes to, the the people I service for, that I offer my services to, the businesses that I have contracts with are making money off of the contract with me, as I either moving company moves their managers around, or as I move their products and goods around the country with my logistics company. You know, that's I'm making money for someone else. Like I'm taking a contract that is basically a job for my business. We're going to complete the job and they're going to make more money off of me delivering the goods. That's just how the world works. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, that's how the world works. Like, you're not going to say, like, I don't work for nobody, because you always work for somebody. I just replaced one boss with all my customers being my boss and all my employees being my boss. If you think that running a business means I could start the day and end the day when I want, you are sadly mistaken, because now you're on a 24/7 clock. You can't stop thinking about the business. You can't stop innovating. You can't stop working. It's every day, nonstop. The only way I could think I could stop working is if I sell everything. It's the only way I could think I could stop working. Shout out to Live and Learn. Great comment. That happened to me. I like your attitude. It's funny how the world works. Exactly. And you just got to have a positive attitude as you take the hard hits, but also you got to be able to critique yourself in a very harsh manner to be able to learn from it. Shout out to D. Welcome in. Glad to have you in. Yes, that's the way it works. It always is. You're always going to be making money for someone else, whether directly or indirectly. There's no escape from it. And I work hard to build the business so I can literally make money to put money into the people that work for me pockets. So like that's what I have to do. That at the end of the day, it's make sure when they come into work the next day, we don't have a closure notice on the business. Like that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. And also try to protect it from other people who do it harm. Shout out to D. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you joining in too. But I do think we're gonna start to call tonight, because like I'm getting hungry. This one meal a day is really killing me.
I
But
bet.
that's
I bet. Shit, I've eaten a meal today. I've only eaten like one meal today, and man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's getting up there, but hey, that's part of the journey. Part of what I got to do if I want to hit my weight targets is doing these one meal a day and only eating to 80% satisfaction. But
I need to eat more.
well, hey, it seems like you're still growing. Every time I see you, it seems like you grew another inch or two.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I well, it's also I'm shrinking too. I was 6 foot. Now I'm 5'11", and I probably will be 5'10". And it comes from my dad's side. My dad was 6 foot. He's now 5'3". My grandma on my dad's side was 5'8", and now and when she passed away, she was 4'11". So
Five
I'm
foot eight to 4'11.
yep, she
That's
shrunk.
tremendous.
Yep, she shrunk all the way down. Shout out to D. Thanks for the info. Take care of yourself. You too. We're about ready to head off for tonight. As always, make sure you guys like and subscribe to Crypto Dreams channel. Great supporter and moderator of us. And
He
we are
just
going to try
subscribed to
to.
my TikTok.
There you go. And also subscribe to Cody's. We like to have his is CodyHarris.eth. Subscribe to his TikTok. We're trying to help him get to 1,000 so he can also be live on the TikTok side for you guys.
Yes,
So
sir.
those of you who are on TikTok can see his face. So definitely would like to bring him on there, and always like and follow, help us grow. We're trying to grow as big as we can and build our reach for you guys so we can kind of share more authentic the more authentic approach to how building wealth is, how building businesses is, and things like that. I also have a few other Patreon exclusive videos. I'm doing like the 6 failures I did for business that I learned through building businesses, and I'm going to post them up there. I'm also going to talk about the businesses that I had that closed and why they shut down. What did I learn from them? Things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. We'd love to have you guys give us feedback too. Like and subscribe. Go to YouTube, give us a subscribe there. We're really trying to grow our channel there too. And as always, we're live on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So hopefully, you guys we can grow the following there too. But really appreciate all you guys. Thank you for all your support and everything. You make this more fun for us, and we love answering your guys' questions. And so I think we're going to call it an evening. It's been a good live hour and a half. Hopefully, you guys learned something, maybe a little bit more about us or a little bit more about what's going on. And we'll be live tomorrow morning for another market morning news. And then I'll be out on the road again, going down to Southern Arkansas and again and again, and probably won't be free until Saturday. So part of what's running a business. Sometimes we don't get to do these lives as consistently, but I still think on Friday I'll be able to do live with you with Crypto Dream this Friday. Hopefully he can too, and we can make that happen because that was definitely a good topic. We'll find out. We're going to come up with another great topic to talk about. We talked about quant. We both have the replay on our channels. If you want to go check it out and give it a like there and help bring more people into the channel. But with that said, guys, stay safe out there. Don't invest in anything you don't understand. Always do your research. And as always, like I say, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am a licensed broker. So I only can tell you from a broker's perspective. And brokers, we just trade your money. Whether you're going to make money or lose money, brokers just trade, and we always get our money. So just remember that. If you want a financial advice, definitely go get a certified, licensed financial advisor and planner. That way they can help plan and build your financial life to where you want to be and get to your goal. With that said, though, thank you for joining in. We're going to call it quits for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Thanks for all your support.